Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's book is The Art of Impossible, a Peak Performance Primer by Steven Kotler. This is not a typical self-help book. It doesn't tell you to hustle harder, wake up earlier, or rely on sheer willpower. Instead, it asks a much deeper question. Why do some people consistently achieve what others call impossible? Steven Kotler has spent decades studying elite performers, top athletes, Navy SEALs, entrepreneurs, artists, and innovators. People who repeatedly operate at the edge of human potential. And what he discovered is surprisingly encouraging. Extraordinary performance is not magic. It is not reserved for geniuses. And it is not a matter of talent alone. It follows patterns. It has structure. And most importantly, it is learnable. In a world overwhelmed by distraction, burnout, and shallow productivity advice, this book offers something rare. A science-based roadmap for sustainable excellence. Kotler shows us that peak performance doesn't come from forcing yourself beyond your limits. It comes from understanding how motivation works, how learning accelerates, how creativity emerges, and how flow states can be designed. So, if the impossible is not a myth but a process, the real question becomes simple. What does that process actually look like? Let's explore it. Steven Kotler explains that extraordinary performance is built on four interconnected pillars: motivation, learning, creativity, and flow. These pillars do not work independently. They reinforce one another, forming a system that makes high performance sustainable over time. 1. Motivation, from forcing to meaning. Most people believe motivation comes from discipline. Kotler argues that this belief is fundamentally flawed. Willpower is limited. Meaning is renewable. The strongest motivation is intrinsic. It comes from curiosity, purpose, and personal values. When work feels meaningful, effort creates energy instead of draining it. Consider two long-term professionals. One works purely for external rewards, money, status, validation. The other works toward a mission that matters deeply to them. At first, both may perform equally. But when setbacks arrive, and they always do, the difference becomes clear. The mission-driven individual recovers faster. They persist longer. They don't quit easily, because the struggle itself feels worthwhile. Kotler calls this mission-driven motivation. Your brain releases dopamine not just when you succeed, but when your actions align with purpose. Motivation is not something you summon. It is something you design.